one came first, though. It was on the PC. Now, this game takes place in an alternate history. It's 1937, and all these prototype planes are flying through the skies. These were planes that were actually designed back in the 30s and 40s, but they were never built. Now, it's really fun to fly these missions that have you flying through caves and having all these aerial dogfights over cities, and it looks just fantastic, too. The graphics are amazing in this game, especially considering that it's a couple years old already. And if you incorporate a nice flight stick with this thing, you're going to have a ton of fun. It's a little bit different than what a lot of you PC flight enthusiasts are used to, but listen, if you want to have a really good time, go check this one out. It's called Crimson Skies for the PC, a buried treasure if I ever saw one. We had to find a place a little bit more magical because we're talking about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's for the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube.
For all the people out there who are Harry Potter freaks,
yep,
they're really going to get into this game.
Absolutely.
The attention to detail, it really puts you into the whole Harry Potter world.
They've stayed true to all the characters and all of the plot lines that you love from the movies and from the books. So if you are, follow that stuff and are a big fan of Harry Potter, you're going to see the characters that you want to see. You're going to go to the locations that you want to go to. You're going to get to be able to ride the Nimbus 2000 broom and play a Quidditch match.
The Quidditch in this is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they really captured the whole essence of the game. They have a whole ring system as well that you got to fly through.
They actually give you skill points. It's not just like a mini game for fun. You can actually build up Harry's skill points and he becomes more powerful. And you need all the different little tricks that you can pick up along the way because the game gets very difficult as you progress through it.
The ambiance that the game creates is really good.
They really did a great job on the visuals, man. It's Eurocom, the same company that developed the first-person shooter parts of the Nightfire game, which is pretty interesting. They're doing two completely different games, both with excellent engines. And this really does sort of capture the heart, I think, of Harry Potter, and that's such a big surprise.
Hogwarts, for example, is an amazingly huge castle with tons of secret areas. I mean, a lot of this game is just kind of walking around, exploring stuff.
It's kind of like Zelda. It has that sort of Zelda, sort of an adventure kind of feel to it.
You collect a lot of spells along the way and a lot of Harry Potter cards, so there's lots of things to collect.
I like the diversity of the spells in this game as well. I mean, you get spells that will destroy elements in the game. You'll get spells that will knock out the gnomes. You might get a little thing that lights up a wand and sort of lights up the room around you.
Right.
Very cool.
Well, the other thing, too, is that when you get different spells, it actually allows you to map the spells to different buttons on the controller, similar to Zelda. And you can even interact with a lot of the environments in the game, which I know for, especially for younger kids, they're going to dig.
I was impressed by the controls of the game. There's a lot of these sort of 3D action-adventure games out there, and they just don't get the controls right, Just using all the different utensils and tools and spells that the guy's got, it's very effortless. You can assign commands to any button that you want to. It's also a little bit darker in its tone, just like the Harry Potter movie is. So this game isn't necessarily for young kids. It's also quite challenging. So if you're, older than 13 years old, you're still going to find lots of fun in here.
We've got to get to school, haven't we? And even underage wizards are allowed to use magic if it's a real emergency. Section 19 or something of the restriction thingy.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is a terrific game. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10.
I'm giving it an 8.
On the positive side, the controls of the game are intuitive and intelligent. The graphics in this game are absolutely astounding. Every little detail from the Harry Potter world has been beautifully rendered in this game. We love the Quidditch match in the game. It's very cool.
On the negative side, if you're looking for a fast-paced action-adventure type game, you might want to look somewhere else. A lot of searching around in this game. If you're not into the whole Harry Potter deal, you may not enjoy this game as much as you could have. And finally, you better have some super sick gaming skills in order to play this one.
Today on Judgment Day, we reviewed James Bond 007 Nightfire for the Xbox. We love the amazing 007 presentation, but the AI could have been a lot stronger. On GameCube, we looked at Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. This is a fun 4-player monster fest, but it's really designed for Godzilla freaks. On PlayStation 2, we reviewed The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. This is a beautiful cinematic action game that does get a little bit repetitive. Also on Xbox, we reviewed Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. There are fantastic visuals in this game, and every detail is there, but the game may be a little bit too tricky for the youngins. In hardware, we reviewed the ATI 9700 Radeon Pro video card. This is the best video card you can get right now, but you're going to have to cough up some serious cash for those bragging rights. On the Game Boy Advance, Tommy reviewed Reign of Fire. This is a cool little combat game that lets you play as soldiers and then as dragons. Isn't it encouraging that these movie games are finally starting to get good?
I know, we had a whole bunch of high scores this week, which was surprising to me.
Tons of good ones out there. But that's the end of the show. We'll see you guys next time.